Hello guys, I'm a speech therapist who works for Early Steps in Florida. Since I started Early Steps, I noticed I was wasting a lot of time creating invoices. My fiance and I have been working on this app that will help you generate invoices a lot faster than using Excel and having to fill out every cell. Okay, so first we're going to go to leapstarbilling.com. We're going to get the free demo to see how this works. Take note of the email and key which you're going to use later in order to try out the demo. Select whether you have a Mac or Windows. In this case, it's a Mac. Now we're just going to save this file to our downloads folder. We press save. Once the program is downloaded, click on it and drag the program to your applications folder, which once you go to your applications, you're going to see the new Leapstar Billing program there. Click on it and press open. Once the program finishes loading, you're going to see this initial setup page where we're going to get started with selecting our folder and adding the keys in order to start trying our demo. First, let's create a folder in your desktop so we can store it in your computer. Now you right click and you create a new folder. You can name it whatever you want. In this case, I'm going to name it reports. Now we're going to select that folder in order to store our invoice reports. For a Mac, you press Command O, and if you have a Windows, you press Control O. In this case, Command O, and here is my folder where I'm going to be saving my invoices. So I press open, and here is where you're going to paste that email that was provided to you on the Leapstar Billing page, as well as the key. As well as the key that was provided to you. Click done, and here is your first look at the Leapstar Billing program. What you can see here is we provided you with some initial data that you can play around with to get a better feel of what Leapstar Billing can do. So let's start by adding a patient visit to our invoice. We're going to pick Katie James. Notice how all the fields have been auto-populated. Because we went to her house, I had selected the NESF CPT code. So once I add the new visit, you will see the service for speech therapy as well as the service for me going to her house. Because we haven't received Katie's explanation of benefits, the program has added a tag called Waiting for Explanation of Benefits. Let's try another example. Here is Jennifer Lawrence. As you can see, her information also auto-populated based on the information we put the last time. However, we did not see her for an SD consult on yesterday's date of service. We saw her for speech therapy. So I'm going to change that. And in this case, we also saw her in person. So I'm going to put a 1 for location, which means home. And I will select the NESF CPT code. And I will also select that I received the explanation of benefits. When we add the new visit for Jennifer Lawrence, you can see that the service for speech therapy, as well as the NESF service, was added to the list. Since we selected the EOB received checkbox, the program has added the received EOB tag. Now I'm going to show you how to add a new patient that has been added to my caseload. Let's call her Mary Jones. Mary Jones will be seen for speech therapy at home, which is a 1. Let's say I saw her today. So I'm going to keep the date of visit the same. I saw her for 4 units with a CPT code of 92507. Her date of birth is 04/05/2018. ICD code, her diagnosis code is going to be F80.2, and provider is going to be John in this case. We normally have to drive to her home, so make sure that you click on the NESF. And in this case, we haven't received her explanation of benefits, so we're not going to check on that. For Mary Jones, I also want to add a comment to follow up with her insurance, just to serve as a reminder. I'm going to add a new visit. Here is Mary Jones' speech therapy session as well as the NESF service. And you can see the comment I added here. Let's say that I accidentally put 4 units instead of 3 units. I'm going to click on this pencil icon to edit the service line, and I'm going to correct the 4 units to 3 units. And then I click Update Visit, and you can see now that the units per hour have been updated. As you can see here, there's a filter that we can sort by either name or date. In this case, I want to sort by name, alphabetical order. I'm going to click on name and press filter. You can see that the names have been sorted out in alphabetical order. Now, let's say I want to sort by date. I click on date, press filter, and it's going to show a list from earliest service date to the latest service date. Now let's say that for Mary Jones, I've spoken to her insurance who already sent me her EOB. As you can see here, it says waiting for explanation of benefits, but I'm no longer waiting for the explanation of benefits. So I'm going to click on the pencil icon and select EOB received. Now I'm going to update the visit, and as you can see, the line that used to be waiting for EOB now has the received EOB tag on it. Also, I forgot to remove this comment, so I'm going to go back again to the edit button, and I'm just going to delete what I had previously typed and update visit again. And the comment will no longer be showing up on this line. Now let's quickly add another patient in order to show you what happens if you're still waiting on the explanation of benefits at the time that you have to submit your invoice. So I'm going to add new visit. And as you can see, the waiting for explanation of benefits tag is on it. For those lines of services that I'm still waiting for the explanation of benefits for, I'm going to select them with the goal of moving them to the next month. Let's call this file September. Click Save. And now, when I click on the September file, you will see that Ryan Reynolds and Katie James have been added to this file because we are still waiting on their explanation of benefits. Now let's go back to the demo file to show you how you can generate your final invoice. We're going to click on Generate Invoice. We're going to create a new folder. Let's call it Invoices. Click Create. Now we're going to name the file August. You can choose to save this file as an Excel file or as a CSV file. In this case, we're going to leave it as an Excel file. We're going to click on Save. Now let me show you how you can create a CSV file. We're also going to click on Generate Invoice. We're going to call it the same, August. But in this case, we're going to change from Excel SX to CSV. And then we press Save. Now let's look at the invoices. Now let's go to our desktop, then click on Reports, click on Invoices. You can see here that August has been saved as a CSV file as well as an Excel file. In this case, I'm going to open the CSV file. Double click on it, and here it is. As you can see, all the columns have been filled out. And also notice how all the charges have been added at the bottom. If you take a closer look at this file, you can see that the visits in which we were waiting for the explanation of benefits were not added. For example, for Ryan Reynolds, we can see that his service line was not added. Only the NESF service was added to this file. Well, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us via email. Thank you.